Amjad Bashir, UKIP's new MEP for Yorkshire and the Humber, or Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire, as I know you like to call it. A bit of background about your work. What have you been doing up till now, until you became an MEP, and where's your interest going to be for the next 5 years?
Well, I came to England as a young boy in 1959-1960 from the Indian subcontinent, from a young country which had just been born, from Pakistan. So I learnt all my English upon arrival in Bradford, West Yorkshire. That's where I've lived for the large part of my life. That's where I studied, went to university to do a degree in Chem Eng. And for the last 40 years, I've pursued a career in business. And it was only a few years ago that I decided that politics was something that I needed to go into, because I found a lot of roadblocks in the development of my business. And when I did the research, I found that it was increasingly EU legislation that was preventing my business and other businesses from growing. And I thought that we needed to tackle that. And then I did a lot of research into which parties resonated with my views, and UKIP was the one that was willing to fight against the EU legislation and bring more sovereignty to the country I loved, which was Great Britain, and protect its citizens from mass uncontrolled immigration, take our control of our own borders. And that's the party that I embraced, and that's the party I represent now in the European Parliament.
You mentioned barriers for business. Do you think that's going to be one of the focuses of your work now you're out here as an MEP?
Yes, I think it is. I think it's right that now that I'm here, I relay to my constituents in Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire, in particular the businesses, what hurdles there are, how to overcome them, how to see them in advance so that they can best prepare for them, and also persuade them that the best course of action is to leave the EU. Then that will provide more jobs for our communities in Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire, because I think once we leave the EU, we as a nation will go farther in realising our dreams of becoming more and more successful, trading with the rest of the world. I have a unique angle, as I said earlier, because I come from the subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent, therefore, the old Commonwealth, and I realise that there's a lot of trade and business to be done with these people. These economies are surging ahead. Their GDP grows by 7%, whereas in Europe, our GDP is diminishing. In 1980, it was 30% of the world. Now it's 20%. In a few years, it's projected to fall down to 15%. Therefore, these are some of the reasons that we need to pull away and chart our own future.
You mentioned, or some of your UKIP colleagues have mentioned, that there's kind of two kinds of UKIP MEPs. There are those that come to Brussels and Strasbourg and they take a very active role and being what they call the eyes and the ears on behalf of their constituents, and there are those that reject coming here, and they will not very often be in Brussels and Strasbourg. Which camp are you in? How frequently are you planning to be in the European Parliament?
I think I've mentioned already which camp I'm in. I am of a business background, therefore I'm keen to learn about business legislation and inform that to the business community back in Yorkshire and North Links. I do also respect that the sovereignty of Great Britain is paramount. I do not subscribe to the EU as a body that I look up to. I will attend Parliament. I will, when my party says that I need to be there to vote, that's going to have a meaningful presence, that when I vote will have a result that we want to achieve, then I will be there. I want to play an active part. I've been a very active member in the business community. I'm not one of those that likes to delegate responsibility. I would like to play a part, a meaningful part.